best friend and I, when we were in 10th grade, we had like crazy crushes. We would drive around, like stalk these guys. We decided one night to go to the arcade where they were, and I put bronzer all over myself in a Scary Spice fro, so I thought they would think I was like a black girl, and so I could stalk them.
Blake Lively has always been seen as Hollywood's golden girl, but behind the charm, there's a string of controversies that will leave you speechless. From cringeworthy interviews to tone-deaf fashion choices and even shocking accusations, Blake's history of inappropriate moments keeps getting worse. And trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end, because some of these revelations will make you question everything you thought you knew about her. Oh, and before we dive in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Every sub helps me prove to my grandma that these videos are my ticket out of a 9-to-5 job, the plantation wedding controversy. Let's start with something that never seems to go away, the fact that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds held their wedding at a literal plantation. Yes, a place historically tied to oppression. The backlash was massive, and even years later she continued to praise antebellum-style clothing, adding fuel to the fire. Some fans were shocked that someone so image-conscious could make such an oblivious mistake. But that wasn't the only time her fashion choices left people speechless. The poverty core scandal. Blake also caught heat for her love of a brand called Magnolia Pearl. This high-end fashion brand sells outfits meant to look like old, worn-out clothes. Think tattered fabric, patches, and faded colors. The aesthetic is literally called poverty core. Each piece costs hundreds or even thousands of dollars, and the brand's campaign featured models in farm labor settings. Many saw disturbing parallels between the ad's imagery and plantation-era visuals. Even Taylor Swift is a fan, which only made the controversy spread faster. And if you thought that was bad, just wait until you see what she wore after one of the biggest scandals in the fashion world, defending Balenciaga amid a major scandal. Most celebrities distanced themselves from Balenciaga after their disturbing child exploitation scandal. The brand ran an ad campaign featuring children holding teddy bears dressed in bondage gear, something that rightfully outraged the public. But Blake? She proudly wore Balenciaga, flaunting her support at a public event. Many called her out for being completely tone-deaf and ignoring the brand's disturbing actions. And speaking of questionable decisions, her behavior in interviews is just as cringeworthy. The interview incidents. Blake has a habit of making interviewers uncomfortable, whether it's pressuring them to do things on camera or making strange, borderline inappropriate comments. One of the most bizarre moments? She straight up asked an interviewer to take his shirt off so she could have it, and he actually did it.
I want your Bob Ross shirt. Take it off. Ah, I'm challenging you.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
No way. He's taking his shirt. See, I take my shirt
you.
off in this movie and my shorts, so it's only fair. This is the best thing that happened.
I'm also not in that
to me
great of shape.
Then there's the time she pushed an interviewer to drink alcohol on camera, despite claiming she doesn't even drink herself. The man tried to play along but was clearly uncomfortable as Blake encouraged him to just shoot it.
So guess what? Time to put up.
And what are we drinking?
Aviation American Gin, who's owned by a very, very sexy man, who also happens to be my husband.
We're starting early.
Yeah, we are starting early. What better time to start?
Cheers.
Cheers.
To take just a sip, but Blake encouraged otherwise.
How does the taste test happen?
It's good.
Oh, your voice went higher an octave. Come on, just shoot it. Just shoot it.
But Blake's inappropriate behavior isn't limited to interviews. She's also been accused of sabotaging a co-star's career, the Justin Baldoni drama. During the filming of It Ends With Us, rumors spread that Blake was making life miserable for Justin Baldoni. Her PR team allegedly banned reporters from even mentioning Justin's name during press tours.
At the London premiere, we were essentially warned as press not to ask Blake Lively any questions about Justin Baldoni whatsoever, which is obviously very unusual to be told that you can't ask an actor about their co-star in a film.
She reportedly ensured he wasn't invited to major promotional events and even had him sent to the basement during the premiere. Even her costume choices seemed to mock Justin's personal style, leading many to wonder if there was a personal vendetta at play. And if you think her treatment of Justin was bad, wait until you hear what she did behind the scenes of the movie. Hijacking It Ends With Us. Despite never reading the book, Blake took over It Ends With Us's creative direction. She dismissed author Colleen Hoover's original vision and made drastic changes to the adaptation. Rather than staying true to the book's serious themes, Blake focused more on aesthetics, like designing flowery costumes. Fans were outraged when they realized the movie wasn't staying true to the novel's message. But Blake didn't just stop at controlling the film. Her timing for some of her biggest moves has raised serious questions. Targeting Justin's religion. One of the strangest accusations against Blake is that she intentionally timed a complaint against Justin Baldoni to interfere with his religious practices. Justin follows the Baha'i faith, which has a holy day similar to Good Friday. On that exact day, Blake reportedly filed a complaint against him, ensuring he'd be distracted. Then, during California wildfires, while Justin was evacuating his family and pets, Blake allegedly took that moment to serve him legal documents. The timing raised serious eyebrows, as if she was deliberately hitting him when he was at his most vulnerable. And while her professional behavior is controversial, her personal life choices have sparked even more drama. The homewrecker accusations. Long before she married Ryan Reynolds, Blake was accused of helping end his marriage to Scarlett Johansson. During the Green Lantern press tour, Blake openly flirted with Ryan, despite the fact that he was still married at the time. She even admitted she tried to break him with homemade baked goods.
He worked really hard though. He worked, and I tried with all my baked goods to break him, but it didn't work.
Not a single complaint. In fact, sometimes you just come on set having just baked mysteriously and curiously a batch of brownies.
It's amazing having Ryan be the Green Lantern because he is, as you guys can see, impossibly likable.
Some fans believe her behavior played a role in Ryan's divorce from Scarlett, though nothing was ever confirmed. And if all of that wasn't enough, one of her most bizarre moments involved a troubling story from her past. The disturbing disguise story. Blake once told a story about how in high school she dressed up as a black girl with an afro to follow a crush. Yes, you heard that right. She proudly shared the story as if it were funny, not realizing how offensive it was.
My best friend and I, when we were in 10th grade, we had like crazy crushes. We would drive around like stalk these guys. We decided one night to go to the arcade where they were, and I put bronzer all over myself in a Scary Spice fro, so I thought they would think I was like a black girl, and so I could stalk them.
Fans were shocked by the revelation, and yet Blake barely reacted to the backlash. At this point, you might be wondering, does Blake ever take accountability? Let's talk about her latest attempt at rewriting history. The lawsuit's inconsistencies. Blake initially accused Justin Baldoni of inappropriate behavior on set, but when Justin released footage proving otherwise, she suddenly changed her claims. She then alleged that 2 other women would testify against him, but provided no actual evidence. Critics believe her shifting story weakens her credibility and suggests she's grasping at straws. With all these controversies, the question remains: how much of Blake's public persona is real and how much is carefully curated? So, is Blake Lively just misunderstood, or is she really as problematic as people say? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because every sub gets me one step closer to proving to my grandma that YouTube is a real job.